It's May 2024, and this month we are here with Beau Miles. He is the president of Redstone Family Realty. Congratulations, my
Thank
friend, on
you.
your brand new role. I had no doubt that you were going to soar in the real estate industry.
Thank you so much. And a special thank you to the All Things Madison family. It's been a weird 60 days, and that's why I've kind of disappeared for 60 days. So thanks for being patient. But it's been really cool. I've been out in the community, and you guys have come up to me and congratulated me and told me that you guys are watching it. I was telling Erica right before this that, we know you guys are watching. We can see the numbers. We know that, but those are numbers. And so when you come up to us and are like, I've been watching it and this helped me here and this helped me there, it's been a really, really cool adventure. So thank you, one, Erica, for making the announcement, but two, thanks to the All Things Madison family. It's been a really, really, just humbling and really exciting to be on this journey with you guys. So I'm glad to be back. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations. Well, if you're new to this series, I'm Erica Despain. This is Beau Miles, and since January of 2023, we have been, no, 2022,
Ooh.
excuse me, we've been doing the state of the real estate market for Madison, Alabama, where we break down in layman's terms what is happening with real estate. Because when you are looking to buy or sell your home in a desirable community like Madison, it is so good to arm yourself with education. Let's talk about May 2024. Beau, I will tell you that my DMs have been blowing up every day with people who just moved here
Yeah.
or are moving here looking for resources in general, which tells me people are coming. What do you want them to know about buying in Madison versus buying somewhere else in the Tennessee
Yeah.
Valley? Because the markets in every city are unique. Educate us.
Yeah, so the first thing I would tell anybody moving to the area is it depends on what kind of home you're getting, okay? So what I mean by that, and we all see it, and much to our chagrin, there is a little bit of complaining about the excess of traffic, but more than that, the amount of building. If you go to your neighborhood, your car's going to get covered in red clay because they're doing construction everywhere. And so it depends on what kind of house you're getting. And what I mean by that is new or older. And again, not old because we're still not an old community, but
Right.
you need to know because homes were built differently. And we are in what's called a buyer beware state, which means the buyer must find any imperfections or problems with a home. And so when you buy an older home, older homes typically have either a little bit older problems, more problems. They typically have, a roof life is a little bit shorter, an air conditioning life is those things. A new home, a brand new home falls under some different laws in Alabama where you can expect a new home. That's the quick way to say it. But even like a newer built home has different warranties. For instance, something small, almost every air conditioning comes with a warranty for X amount of period of time. And then if you make a call to a number that's on the actual air conditioning, they give you an extra like 5 years. And so you have to know in any air conditioning that's in the last about 3 to 5 years. And so the reason I say that to say is when you're looking for a home, you need to determine first, what are you really wanting? Are you wanting brand new, move into turnkey? I don't have to deal with it. A little older, maybe we got a cherry colored floor, not a dark or a light floor that we've kind of moved to in the last 5 years. And so all that to simply say that you just have to determine what kind of home you're looking at because Madison is very separated. If you go basically county line west and then county line east, for the most part, there's a different kind of build just because we've been building differently in those time periods and it's not
So
fully set in now.
actually, I'm
Yep.
glad you said that. So
Yep.
people who are moving here who are not familiar with Madison,
Yeah.
quickly explain what they're going to get East Madison
Yeah.
versus West Madison
Pro-
because it's very different.
Probably the best bet is just to kind of establish kind of a baseline that Madison was, and this is all my knowledge I've read that I have probably forgotten a lot of this data. So I might have some numbers wrong. So some of you
I can
just
back you up because I'm from here.
all right, so but the historians who are watching this, just you can blow us up in the DMs. I'm fine with it. I'm just telling you this is what I know. In 1985-ish, we were just a cotton town, couple farmers, couple, nothing major. And we began to
Right.
develop and incorporate right around that time. And we ended up choosing to invest in our schools. And so we invested in our
Yes.
schools, thus people blew up our area. And so what you
Yes.
kind of saw is that middle central point of Madison. Let's just pretend it's downtown Madison, down there
Yeah.
by Old Black Bear, down there by, all those different things like that. They kind of started just building a circle out. Well,
Yes.
County line was kind of your end point for it. And it went to what amounts to slaughter, give or take.
Yes,
You're
that's
right in
true.
there. And in 72 to 565, which was not Highway 72. That was built, sorry. Because if you realize it
Yes.
connects us to 72 later, it's another story. But basically,
Yeah.
what you would consider the airport was Madison. Well, then we had too
Yes.
many people. And so in the 2000s, especially the 2010s, everybody went, well, technically, right on this side of county line is Madison, the west side. Sorry, on your
Hmm.
screen, it's probably over here. From where I'm at, it's here. But the west side of Madison, they said, why don't we develop this land? And why don't we develop south of 565? And why don't we develop here? And so now what we have is a lot of newer homes, a lot of homes that
Yes.
have been built since 2006, give or take, versus if you go to like that center point that we talked about first, you're going to have homes that were from 1985 to 2006. Now, with that understanding that there have been pockets of development throughout everything. If you go down,
Yes.
oh gosh, I forgot the name of the road right there by the cemetery, right behind City Hall.
Sullivan Street?
Sullivan. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
no,
No. Mill Road,
Mill.
maybe.
Whatever,
Mill.
right there by the cemetery, there's huge new construction happening, okay? And so we do
Yes.
see pockets of it, but we're just talking about a generalization. And so if you're moving here, and that's one of the first questions when I bring somebody in and they're moving here. We get a lot of military people moving in. I go, do you want an older home? Do you want a newer home? And that's usually where we start. Do you have kids in school? Do you not have kids in school? What's a priority? Do you want to be downtown near nightlife or do you want to be in a school district?
Hey,
That tells
pause.
us where to go. Yeah,
I love that. Two things to consider. I just want to repeat because
yeah,
that was so good. Point blank. Do you A, have kids in school or not have kids in school? And then B, do you want an older home or do you want a new construction? Do you want to be near nightlife or do you want it to be a little more
yeah,
quiet? If you are moving to Madison, Beau just gave 3 questions that if
yeah,
you have not started talking about that with your family, consider
yeah.
those because those are going to be where you start with your home search
It,
in
it's
Madison.
not even just Madison. All of our areas are doing that. Look, let's
Yeah.
just say it, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for this one. Providence, the village of Providence, is
Sure.
not in the greatest school district by rating, okay? They're just not.
Right.
But they
Right.
have gorgeous, beautiful homes there. Almost everybody I know who lives in Providence sends their kids to a private school. They know that's a
Yeah.
cost of where they live. That's a cost
Sure.
associated with what they do. The same thing in parts of Madison and parts of Huntsville and they go, okay, this is bad, but I'll circumvent it through this. And so we say that to
Sure.
say, yes, in Madison specifically, you have to ask yourself, you're going to pay a higher price. Look, I'll just tell you right now, I looked at the numbers. Since
Tell us
last
numbers.
year, since last year, we have increased an average list price of over $30,000. And I would love to go back
In Madison.
in Madison alone. We were listed at
Okay.
421,000. We're now listed at 451 as our average. Okay, and that's
451.
that's from a year and a half of data last year versus this half of this year. And so when you're increasing basically $30,000 in a year, let's just call it that, guys,
Sure.
that implies that next year, if the market continues, and by the way, this was a bad year with bad rates. That's kind of the point. Is that if we keep at that rate, then we're 480 next year. In 2 years from that, we're at 510. Or a year from that, 510. So we're sitting on this kind of, I don't even want to call it a powder keg, but we're sitting on this anomaly where you can now, you have to value Madison for what they bring you versus the other areas in this town. Okay, so
That
like
was good.
we get the family life, we get the city. We're starting to get more and more downtown cool things. We got the
Amenities.
pandas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the pandas. So we're getting that, but it's still very family oriented. If you go to Palmer Park or Dublin Park, it is just family after family after family after family after family after family, and it's
Yeah.
wonderful. Like I love Palmer Park right now because it's like, oh, I want a hot dog and watch my kid play baseball. It's wonderful, but you go to Huntsville and it's going to be a little more spread out. It's going to be different. We also get the schools. We also, we pay a little higher taxes. Hey guys, we pay higher taxes and we get a better school system, which actually increases our property value more and more and more because people want to live here. And we should, once again, I say it all the time, we should get our mayor on. We are landlocked. Don't forget this. We are landlocked. bottom line is Madison doesn't have more room to grow out the city. Now we've got stuff we can still develop, but supply and demand is going to keep that price going. So you have to look up and say, is it worth my money to go to Madison? Can you buy the same house in Madison in the same area, same exact model, floor plan, everything in Huntsville? Can you buy them the same price? No. Huntsville, for the most part, there's some pockets that are different. For the most part, will be a little cheaper on you just because Madison's value is different. It's not better. It's just different. It's what matters to us. And I think as parents, we would both say, I'll spend any amount of money for my kids.
Yeah.
So if I got to pay more for a house to keep them in the best education system I can, heck yeah, I will do that all day long. So that's what I tell people who are moving here. Look, if you're moving and you're like, where do I want to end up? Okay, look, South Huntsville brings this. Huntsville brings this. There's still a cat behind you. There's all these different things. There's the, what's your cat? Jinx. What's the cat?
Jingle.
Jingles. Madison brings, you have to determine what everybody brings. And it's a cost benefit analysis to you. And again, I'm going to start tooting this horn again. It's about that time of the day. Get a real estate agent. Get a real estate. We're on the roads. We're driving all over. We're seeing the growth. We're in people's homes. We're talking to builders. We're knowing what's going on, what the developments are. We're having that happen to us day by day by day. And if you're looking at anything, I don't care if you're looking at Gunnersville, get somebody who can help you. You are in a buyer beware state. Make sure that you're protected. You do need to know about schools. While they're not going to tell you exactly what it is because we're not legally allowed to, we are going to tell you. We are going to be able to send you to websites and give you information on all that. We've got some tools at our disposal that the average Joe just doesn't have. And so get somebody to help protect you, because that is so key to making sure you don't buy a house and then go, well, yeah, I just got a call from a friend not in Madison, and they said, hey, I want you to help me sell this piece of property and in a neighboring area. Well, they had bought it years and years and years ago without an agent. Well, it's in a flood zone.
Oh no!
Yeah. So we're like, now we got to treat it a different way, which is not a big deal, but we got to treat it in a different way. And so it's just one of those things that you want somebody there to protect you and take care of you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are any other hard numbers you want to share?
We're still
about Madison or May 2024 real estate.
I want you to know one important thing.
Okay.
And I said this in a meeting yesterday. I want every person, if you're listening, this is your key point to take away.
Okay, takeaway.
We've been saying for a year, it's going to get better. We're going to drop rates. We're going to drop rates. Well, now they're going, we don't know if we're going to drop rates. Now we don't know. We don't know. There's uncertainty here. But here's the bottom line. We sold 327 homes last month. Here's the bottom line.
Boom.
Our average price is $451,000. Our average days on the market is 39. Guys, we may not be a good or a bad market, and some things are weird, but we are still a moving market. We are still going forward. And so I try to kind of tell people we are still healthy. There's some weird parts of it. Again, why I want you to get an agent to help you navigate those weird parts. But I want people to realize, hey, because you want to sit still does not mean your market is sitting still. So if you're wanting to buy, start buying. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Can you find a house for under $300,000 in Madison? And if so, how hard is it to get it? Give us real talk. How hard is it?
The zinger at the end. Yes, you can find the house for under $300,000. Absolutely. How hard is it to get it? Well, it really depends on the condition it's in. Look, I can give you a $50,000 house right now that is going to be a complete fixer-upper and a disaster. And so not hard to get it. Not really that hard to get it.
Yeah.
You give me a put-together house at $299,000 off of County Line Road, man, we're actually probably going to be staring down a much harder bidding process. Now, it's still not tons and tons and tons of offers like it was in 21, but it is it is still harder to get. And so
Yeah.
I would say, hey, you need to come in with your best offer and your best presentation to them. You know, I don't want you sending what we call
Yeah.
love letters. Those are illegal now, not officially illegal, but they're going to be. There are some fair housing things in there, but
Really?
yeah, they don't want me to give you. In fact, if you remember when we sold your house, we had a love letter, and you
Did.
called me and said, "Hey, Bo, can you tell?" We had two offers that were really competing, and you said, "Can you tell me about these two families?" And I said, "I can, but I'm not because it's illegal. Because if you make a decision off of, well, they have 3 kids and they have 4, that's
Right.
making a decision off of their familial status.
Yes.
We can't do that. That's illegal, and you
Right.
could get in trouble for that." Again, why you want an
Sure.
agent to protect you. And so when I get,
Thank
so
God we had you,
yeah,
though.
and here's the deal. And I think when we got done and you picked one family, I think I still sent you their love letter after we had signed the agreement. I was great for you to read it. I just didn't want us
Yeah.
to make a decision off of that. And so that's just kind of that's the name of the game. They're not illegal. It's just a gray area, and we're trying to advise against it. But come in with your
I'm
best
glad
foot
you
forward.
mentioned that.
Yeah, come in with your
Yeah.
best foot forward though. Don't play the game of, well, let's try that. Just give them the offer. Give what you
Okay.
can. On those type of situations, there's some where it's been on the market 50 days. Yeah, go ahead, play the negotiation game. Totally fine with it. But when it's
Yeah.
something like that, strike when the iron's hot on that one.
Cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Bo, the president of Redstone Family Realty, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
for the
you.
May 2024 State of the Real Estate Market Address. We will talk to you in June and hear what is happening
Can't
with
wait.
the summer market, which is usually pretty hot. So
Pretty
we'll talk
hot.
to you soon.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Erica.
All
See you
right.
later. Bye-bye.
See ya.